Okay, good day. Straight away we'll go into fixing how you, as a beginner, can install Visual Studio Code in a way that is going to favor you as a programmer or as a developer. Okay, so I recommend you go to the site. Look at the URL here, uh, code.visualstudio.com. Okay, so you should go to this site to download it to be on a safer side. Then, depending on the OS you're using and your machine. Okay, so if you're using Mac, Apple, you can download the first one here. Using Linux, if you're using Windows, so these are the options you can go for. Okay, so once you click on this button here, this arrow button here, it will download. Okay, I won't be downloading because I already downloaded it down because of time. I've already downloaded it. Okay, so once the download is complete, you go to the download directory. Okay, you go to the download directory, then you find it there. Okay, then now before we install, there's something I'm going to show to you. Now let me right click on this. If I right click on this, you see the options you have here. Okay, can you see open with brackets? Now we're going to install this in a way that when you right click on a file, any file, whether even folders, it will bring up this Visual Studio Code as an option. Okay, and this is one of the best way you will install it. Okay, so that you can easily open any file you want to edit from anywhere, from any folder, from any. You don't have to start struggling to open it and all that. So that's why I made this video as a guide. So when you install it, so let's go about installing it. Okay, so when you click, you can see the pop-up. So and then accept agreement. Now make sure when you're installing any software in your device, make sure to go through the license agreement. Okay, you need to really know what you are agreeing to. It's very, very important. Some people, not even just Africans, most people, they don't like to read through the license agreement. Not even just Africans, everywhere in the world, most people don't want to read these things. So make sure you read through before you accept the agreement. Then you move. Okay, you don't need to worry about where it's installing for now. Okay. Now here, this is where the whole thing begins. Now, if you're installing, most people don't want to see a desktop icon, but you need it as a beginner. When you get to a professional level, you feel you have a better way to access your files, then you can later on remove this. But for now, as a beginner, you need to select this. Okay, you need to select it. So you're going to create an icon on your desktop. Now, in cases where you need to drag and drop a folder, so it will be easy for you to drag any folder into the icon. Okay, so that is one major reason why you should click on this. Then another option here is also open code action to Windows Explorer file context menu. So this is what makes you see open with VS Code when you right click on a file. Let's say HTML file, PHP file, JavaScript. It will show you the option immediately to open with VS Code. And there's other one where it makes you see the directory. You can see that this help you open files and helps you open directory from wherever it is. You don't need to drag, drop, do that, or open Visual Studio Code first, go to file and open all those long processes. So this particular page is very important. But you know that most people, once they want to install something, they're in haste, and because they don't have idea, they just keep clicking next, and then they miss. Now, the idea is not that you should select everything, that you should always select everything, but you know why you're selecting them. Okay, and this add to part 2 is important. You see it was by default selected. because some programming languages like Python, you will need to add this your VS Code to path before you can actually use the VS Code on your machine. But this one is selected automatically. But for instance, or in a case where it is not selected, make sure you select it. Okay, so so once you select all the options that you know, once you check them that you need, then you next, and then you begin to install. Installation doesn't take your time, it doesn't waste time to install. Okay, so let's watch the installation. So once this installation is complete, you see that when you open a directory like this, when you right click on a directory, you will see the option to open. Because the installation is not complete yet, that's why you've not seen it. And when you also click on the file itself, it will also show you to open with VS Code. So as a beginner, make sure you don't just rush, don't practice the habit of installing software without going through checking the privacy policy, the license agreement and all that. So here you can go ahead and launch. Yes, you can launch it. Okay, once you can see that we now have the icon here. So in cases where you need to drag a folder, it will be easy for you to just drag and put it there, and it opens your job for you. You see, this is one reason why you should do that. Then when you right click on a file, it will also show you the option to open with VS Code. And when you also open a directory or a folder, okay, it also show you. So this makes it a lot easier for you to use and navigate around when use your VS Code, and you're able to open any file from anywhere, and you're going to find it a lot easier. Because if you miss those settings, those options, then you start having a lot of challenge. If you want to open any file, you have to go through the VS Code. You have to open it first, then go through a lot of clicking before you can find it, which is not the best for you as a beginner. Okay, so this will lead us to the end of the video for today. I'll beg you to please subscribe to our channel so you can get more updates on web development, programming, and any other tech update that will be profitable to you. Okay, thank you for watching. See you. And when you also